Hey guys, so I hope you're all doing alright. As you've noticed, I've not really been uploading lately. Don't really have the time at the moment, unfortunately. But yeah, here's another video. I really hope you enjoy it. And yeah, here it goes. So as you guys remember, I went to Morocco with two friends earlier this year for some herping. And one of the species that was really high on our list and what we definitely wanted to find was the Saharan Sand Viper, Cerastes vipera. So yeah, we went to an area about 700 square miles about, so it's a really big area. So we went there on the first day, did a bit of scouting mainly. Obviously we already looked, but we couldn't find any animals on that first outing really. So we found a good looking spot and decided to come back during the night. So here's a little trick I'm just going to show you in this video, because most people have headlamps, right? So if you look down onto the sand, this is what it's going to look like. And then as soon as you take the lamp or whatever you have, or your flashlight, you take it into your hand and you put it down and you basically create an angle. That's when you can really see the tracks. I mean, you can see right here, obviously all of a sudden these tracks appear, right? So pretty cool. So that's how we walked around. Yeah, on the first night we didn't even find the spot we wanted to go to. We had found it during the day, but then at night everything looked different. But yeah, we found some helmeted geckos, which is really cool. We found those actually walking around. We found quite a few tracks and all of that, but unfortunately not the snake we were looking for. So then we went to bed. Next day we searched again. Again we found geckos and the helmeted geckos, scorpions, stuff like that. But again, no viper. So we kept searching and we decided, okay, we'll give it a go during the early morning. So basically we got up at I think like 4 AM or something like that, and when we went out and the wind was just howling. Like normally we would have just stayed in bed and said no, the tracks are gonna be gone anyway, right, with the wind. But we didn't have a different choice. We had to basically move on to our next location if we wanted to get as much herping in as we could. So we went out anyway, and then my friend Noah actually stumbled across these tracks here. Unfortunately I can only show you the pictures. I forgot to take video, but here you can actually see the scale pattern of the viper as it's moving in a sidewinder fashion. So yeah, we looked around in the area, we didn't find the snake, and we were like, man, that sucks. We found the tracks just like it was on the side that was away from the wind on a little sand mound, like very tiny sand mound. So basically that's why the wind hadn't destroyed it yet. That's the only reason why we saw those tracks. But then yeah, we didn't manage to find the snake. Kind of bummed out, but then luckily Noah, we usually also saw these tracks that looked like there was something moving under the sand. And he saw tracks like that were really fresh. So he, with his gloves obviously, he reached into the sand and he dug up this beautiful skink that you can see here. It's got tiny legs. It's got a head like a shovel, so it's made for living under the sand and moving under the sand obviously. So that was kind of, yeah, we didn't feel like we had totally missed out, but obviously snake was our main goal, so still kept looking. And then as we started heading back, basically we passed by again that spot where we had seen the snake tracks earlier. And yeah, flipped the rock and the snake was just under that rock. So here it is, beautiful Cerastes vipera, Saharan Sand Viper, beautiful animal. I mean, the coloration on this thing were just crazy. I mean, look at it. And basically all I saw was like sand indentation in the shape of a snake, so like a S-shaped indentation, and then on the top of that indentation I could see two little stones, like brown orangey stones. Turned out those were the eyes, and as soon as the snake realized I had found it, it actually moved its body out of the sand and started also rasping its scale against each other. I'll see if I have it on video, if you can actually hear it, but they rasp their scales against the scales because they're pretty rough, to create that sound and to ward off the predator. They're very, very fast strikers, as you can see here. I mean, that thing, that's just insane speed that they've got. And yeah, and when they bury down into the sand, they actually don't really move their body. Like, they don't dive into the sand. Basically, they just move their scales and work their body from the top. They just work it down, but they stay basically in the same position they're in. They just move into the sand. So yeah, it was super interesting. Very beautiful snake. Got some really, really nice pictures. They are a viper, so they are venomous. You don't want to get tagged by one of those, especially if you're out there in the dunes. But yeah, very, very pretty snake. Was an awesome little adventure. Also, quite possibly the hardest I have ever searched for a snake. Most time I've invested, but yeah, definitely worth it. Like, before I was really ready to give it up at times, but yeah, it all came true. We managed it. So another thing with herping, obviously, just don't give up, and if you invest the time and put the effort in, you will get lucky eventually. It might take some time, but you'll manage. So yeah, thanks for watching this video, guys. Hope you enjoy, and if you have any questions or anything like that, feel free to leave me a comment and I'll try to get to it as soon as possible. Thanks, guys.